going to study the next chapter, that is financial statements of a company. So here do you know what is a financial statement? The financial statements are the end products of a accounting process. So end result. Okay, like you know, like you are getting the progress report. Isn't it? So you are studying so many things, and at last you are getting a final statement that you are getting, or like a 12th class certificate which you are going to receive is your school final, like a CBSE board certificate you will get. So that is the end result that you are getting. Isn't it? So like you have been studying almost for 14 years. You know, started from LKG onwards, so you will be studying almost for 14 years, and after that you will get one document, one paper, which shows that what are the performance you have done. So that is the final statement. So likewise, for a company, all the transactions that has been taken place all throughout the year, there are so many transactions that has been taken place all throughout the year, and all these we will get a total, or let's say as a added up result of this one. The performance of the company can be displayed with the help of these final financial statements. Okay, they are prepared following the consistent accounting concepts, principles, procedures, and also the legal environment in which the business organizations operate. Okay, so there are so many principles that we like accounting principles, and we might have studied. So we studied about accounting principles are there, concepts are there. So all these type of things are considered, and they taken into consideration and made these financial statements. So first we will study about the meaning of financial statements. Financial statements are the basic and formal annual reports through which the corporate management communicate financial information to its owners and various other external parties, which include investors, tax authorities, government, employees, etc. So these are the final information that the company is providing. So about a company, if you want to know what is the condition of a company, or the company is giving this is the present situation or the current situation of the company. So such type of information is provided to the outsiders. Outside, like people, those who are outside, they don't know about what is the condition of the company. So, but with the help of these financial statements, any outsider or these people like tax authorities, investors, people, those who are purchasing the shares. So they want to know about what is the condition of the company. So for that purpose, they can go through the financial statements like a balance sheet and so on. And they will be able to understand what is the condition of the company and what is the prospective growth of the company. All these type of things can be understood. So they are normally refers to the balance sheet as at the end of an accounting period, and the statement of profit and loss of a company. So there are two main financial statements are there. First, most important financial statement is called as the balance sheet, and which shows all the proper position of the company all throughout the year. 1 year, at the end of the year we prepare it. So all the transactions and the entire things, how many assets are there, how many liabilities are there, all these type of things are clearly displayed on that. So balance sheet will be there, as well as the profit and loss account also. Okay, so there is a profit and loss account which gives information about how much profit that we have made and how we have made all these things. All this will be information. And nowadays the cash flow statement is also taken as an integral component of the financial statements of a company. So these two are the main one, and nowadays people consider the cash flow statements also. Cash flow statements already you have studied, no? Cash flow statements. Last year you have studied. Okay, so it will be there. You will have to study cash flow statement. Cash flow statement you have studied here in there when it is there. Cash flow statements and all of this. Okay. So this one is there. So here these are the main informations or the main things that we have to study, financial statements. Next we have to study the nature of a financial statement. What is the nature of this one, or financial statements? The American Institute of Certified Public Accounts states the nature of a financial statement as the statements prepared for the purpose of presenting a periodical review of a report on progress by the management and deal with the status of investment in the business and the results achieved during the period under review. These reflect a combination of recorded facts, accounting principles, and journal judgment, personal judgments. Okay. So here, a company, what is the position of a company, or what are the transactions that have been taken place all throughout the year for the company, or what is the position of the company, that can be understood with the help of the financial statements. Okay. Now there are some points which shows the nature of the financial statements. So when we studied about the meaning, we can say that it is a recorded facts are there. So it is like all the things, all the transactions have been recorded. So and it is the fact. So all things, all facts which are recorded. So like if you take our school or any kind of companies, the position of a company. So what they do is that for each and every transaction they make a journal entry they make, and also they have to provide a supporting document. Either they have to keep a bill or they have to keep a voucher for that. So they have to show it from where and how it is coming. So all the things are properly recorded, and these are the facts. So simply any manipulated information cannot be provided. Okay, a company, when a company is providing these things, like all the year they will record all the transactions, and they will do auditing. After preparation of everything, government authorized chartered accountant will come and they will verify all the transactions that have been recorded. So there is an authenticity of the information provided. Simply anybody cannot make any balance sheet and show that we are having this many assets, we are having this many liabilities. It is not possible. Okay, it is clearly recorded facts are there. Okay, financial statements are prepared on the basis of facts in the form of a cost data recorded in the accounting books. The original cost or a historical cost is the basis of recording transactions. The figures of various accounts such as cash in hand, cash at bank, trade receivable, fixed assets, etc. are taken as per the figures recorded in the accounting books. So that all the each and every transactions whichever is taken place, that will be recorded in the books of account, and based on these information we are preparing this one. So there is it is based on the recorded facts. Okay, so like a journal entry when we are making, so that is already entered there, and there is also a evidence for entering this transaction. So bill or anything will be kept there. So we can say that these are the truths. Then it is based on accounting conventions. Certain accounting conventions are followed while preparing financial statements. So like accounting conventions means that the kind of guidelines. Okay. So there are some accounting rules or accounting guidelines which we have to maintain. So these guidelines are maintained while we are preparing the financial statements. The convention of valuing inventory at a cost or a market price, whichever is lower, is followed. The values of assets at a cost less depreciation principle for balance sheet purpose is followed. See, like assets are there, so that assets full value will not be considered. Like if you consider, like if you are having a building, so the value of this building or value of this machinery will be there. So that machinery's value will be each and every year we will be calculating by depreciating its amount. See, like if you are having a machinery which is costing 5 lakh rupees, but at the end of the year the value will not be 5 lakh. So the depreciation is there. So if 10% depreciation or 20% depreciation is to be reduced, that amount will be reduced, and that will be recorded in the balance sheet. So at present, what is the value of this one? Exact value may not be there. Like if you are selling a car, so you purchased a car and you can sell it. So in the books, like in our shows, it is you purchased it for 5 lakh rupees and you used it for 1 year. So at present, the depreciation calculated may be like 20%. Okay, so around how much will be there? See, like 10 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees will be reduced. So if 4 lakh rupees is supposed to be the balance, but if you try to sell this car after 1 year, if you are very regular, roughly using, and after that, if you want to sell this car, you may not be able to sell it for 4 lakh. You actual value may be 3.5 lakh or 3 lakh, like that. So it may not be exactly, but to some extent we can say that the values will be considered like that. So these type of conventions, guidelines are used. Exactly the market value we cannot estimate. So, but there is a reduction is done on that. Then next one is called postulates. Financial statements are prepared on certain basic assumptions known as postulates, such as going concern postulate, money measurement postulate, realization postulate, etc. So postulate means that some kind of guessworks, or we can say assumptions. You know. So we consider some kind of assumptions are made when we prepare the this financial statements. Okay. First one is called as a going concern postulate. Going concern concept means that we consider that a company as a going concern, means that it will continue forever. If we don't, like our school, if you consider like our school, we think that this school will run for many years, isn't it? So we don't consider that this school is going to stop for the next year. Okay. Because of maybe any reason it may be stopped, but we don't consider like that, but we consider that this firm will be continuing for many years. Okay, if you consider a company, we consider that this company will be running for maybe some 5 years or 10 years, like that. So that is called the going concern. Then money measurement. So money measurement postulate assumes that the value of money will remain the same in the different periods. Like all throughout the year, we consider the value of a product. Value of money considered. We consider that the value of money remains same for the all period. Okay, but it is not the true. Do you understand? So like if you are like in the beginning of the year, how much purchasing power is there for the money? Like 100 rupees you are able to purchase this much product, but it is not sure that by the end of the year you will be able to purchase that. Like you see, like a petrol price is there. Okay, so in the beginning of the year, how much was the petrol price? But at the end of the year, the petrol price may not be the same, or price of different products. Isn't it? Like if you consider like onion, or one time the product may be higher price will be there, sometimes it will be lower price will be there. So variation in the prices will be there. So purchasing power, and at the end of the year or different periods are there, or even consider quarterly basis if you consider also, we can find that the value of the money may not be the same. But as far as the business is concerned, we consider that the value of this one remains same for the all period. After that, next period is there, then if there is any fluctuation in that, then that we will be calculating. But for time being, but we cannot prepare it like that. You know. So when you have to prepare the accounts, we have to prepare it in such a way that the value of money remains fixed. Okay, but as per this one, so like you know that this dollar ratings and all are there, you know, like a US dollar as per Indian currency, and the comparison with the US dollar, what is the value of our currency. So every day we will find that the variation, fluctuation in the prices. But depending on that, we cannot prepare accounts. You know, so today we prepare account, tomorrow we prepare account, and then not based on that value. We will not consider, but we consider that the value of money remains fixed. So that is called money measurement concept. Then one more going. While preparing statement of profit and loss account, revenue is included in the sales of the year in which the sale was undertaken, even though the sale price may be received over a number of years. Okay, so like when you are making a sale, see like today, this year we are making accounts and we make a sale. So this sale is made, but the cash may not be received at that time. Okay, but that will be considered as a part of the sale of that accounting year itself. And even though we receive the money in the next year, but we made the sale there, so we consider that the sale is received in the that accounting year itself. Do you understand? So even if it is a credit sale, when we have not received the money, but we made the sale, so that we consider that the money has been received. Then the next point is called as the personal judgments. Under more than one circumstances, facts and figures presented through financial statements are based on a personal opinion, estimates and judgments. The depreciation is provided taking into consideration the useful economic life of a fixed assets. Provisions for doubtful debts are made on estimates and personal judgments. In evaluating inventory, cost or market value, whichever is less being followed, while deciding either cost of inventory or market value of inventory, many personal judgments are to be made based on a certain consideration. So, like when we are making these accounts, some things have to be considered based on the one who is accounting. The accountant will be there, so his own personal judgments. Okay, based on that we will be calculating. See, for example, if you want to consider the value of a car, as I told you, like if you are purchasing a car for 5 lakh rupees, okay. So we make an estimated life of this car, isn't it? Do you understand? So if this car is of 5 lakh rupees, we consider that this car can run for maybe like 10 years, okay. So we consider the estimated life of this car as 10 years. So based on that, then we total value of this one. So in a year we have to reduce 50,000 each, isn't it? Such a way the depreciation will be calculated, isn't it? 5 lakh rupees total value is there, 10 years life is given. So at the end of 10 years, the value of this car will be 0. Such a way this will be, depreciation is calculated, isn't it? So first year we will reduce 50,000, then the value will become 4.5 lakhs, isn't it? Next year it will be 4, 3.5, like that it will go, and at the end of this period we will get the value of this one as 0. Okay? So this is the personal judgment of the accountant, isn't it? So it doesn't mean that fully this will be there. See, like after 10 years, a car can be sold maybe at least some like 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees you will get. So even after 10 years, we can some scrap value or some value will be there. It doesn't mean that this value of this one after 10 years, as per the accounting, we have made the value as 0. But reality there will be some more money will be there. So it depends on the judgment of the person who is making these accounts. So such kind of sometimes are there, some type of informations will be considered, because we cannot exactly say how many years will be there or how much life we are having. And even though we calculate like this in between, if it is meeting with an accident, then it can be over. So if you consider 10 years, but it doesn't mean that it will work for 10 years. Okay, or any kind of machinery will be there. In between we may have to change it, or any kind of problems will be there. So this one exactly we cannot predict it. So some type of things we will have to make a personal judgments. Okay, so based on that we will have to make the assumptions. Some kind of assumptions or personal judgments are also made in the financial statements while we prepare. Thus, financial statements are summarized reports of recorded facts and prepared the following accounting concepts, conventions and requirements of the law. So as per the requirements of the law and considering the concerns and accounting principles, we prepare the financial statements. Next we have to study is about the objectives of financial statements. Okay, objectives. What is the purpose of preparing this one, preparing the financial statements? Financial statements are the basic source of information to the shareholders and other external parties. So if any external parties, especially the shareholders or any other person wants to know something about the company, they get the information. They cannot enter into the company and go through all the accounts and all, and they cannot find out what is the correct condition of the company, isn't it? So, and if you consider, like if you get a journal entry of a book, a journal entry book, if you get a full photocopy of a journal entry, if you are receiving, if you go through that, you will not be able to understand anything. You know, because what is the condition of the transactions that they are doing? It will be a very big book, and you will not be able to understand anything. You know. So, but when you get a balance sheet, it is just like a short document, and in that all the important informations are clearly mentioned there. So, just when you go through the balance sheet, a person outsider, external party also will be able to clearly understand what is the condition of the company. They provide information about the results of the business concern during a specified period of time in terms of assets and liabilities, which provide the basic for taking decisions. Thus, the primary objective of a financial statement is to assist the users in their decision making. So, the first and foremost purpose of financial statements is to help the people in decision making. See, like if I am interested in purchasing a share and I have to make a decision whether to purchase the share of this company or not. Is it no? So that is depending on the financial statements. So if I am planning to purchase the share of this company, first I will be able to get this information or the balance sheet of the company or profit and loss account of the company from the website. Company website will be there. All the information will be provided there. So we will have to go through the details for the last few years, 4 or 5 years. Then when you go through it, we can understand last year how much assets were there for this company. This year how much assets is there, how much amount of increase in the assets are there, or how much capital was there for the company earlier. Now how much capital is there, how much amount of increase in the capital is there, how much profit was made by the company, how much more profit was made. All the type of information related to the things are clearly mentioned or we can understand. So based on that we can make a decision whether to invest in this company or not. Do you understand? So it will help the people for making decisions, users for making decisions. And there are also some other specific objectives are there that will be given as following. The first one, provide information about economic resources and obligations of a business. They are prepared to provide adequate, reliable and periodical information about economic resources and obligations of a business firm to investors and other external parties who have limited authority, ability or resources to obtain information. So providing the proper information about the company, what are the company and what are the economic resources, the resources of the company, what are the resources that the company is having and what are the obligations of the company, like liabilities, okay, assets and liabilities we can say, okay, all the positions of the company. So provide information related to these things. And to provide information about the earning capacity of the business. Okay, the next information that how much capacity the business is having. So how much amount of capital the company is having and how much capability the company is able to or how much profit the company can make. So we will get a all-round idea about how much it's like previous years performance of the company can be understood, and based on that we can estimate what will be the capacity of the earning capacity of the company. How much profit the company is normally making. So if last 5 years if the company is making like 20 lakh rupees, so in the first year the company made 10 lakh rupees profit, second year 50 lakh rupees, third year 20 lakh rupees, fourth year 25 lakh rupees. So how much profit the company will be making this year? 30 will be there, so that format is coming. So we can assume it doesn't mean that there is no any, even though it is there is no any guarantee that the company will make 30 lakh rupees profit, but we can assume that since the company is following this pattern, first year 10 lakh rupees, next year 5 lakh rupees, it is increasing. So we can say that this year the company will be making 30 lakh rupees. There is no any guarantee, but we can assume that this profit will be made. Okay, so we can understand the earning. This much capacity is there for the company. Okay, whether it makes or not make, that we cannot give any guarantee, but the capacity of the company is there that this much this much profit can be made. Okay, to provide information about cash flows, they are providing information useful to investors and creditors for predicting, comparing and evaluating potential cash flows in terms of amount, timing and related uncertainties. So the cash flows, how much cash inflows are there, cash outflows are there, how much transactions the company is making, like cash transactions are there, how much money the company is receiving and how much money the company is paying, or if like any kind of debtors are there. So how much within how much period the company is paying back the amounts back. So like we may have some credit transactions are made. So if a credit transaction is made and if a company is having good financial positions, then the company will be able to pay the credit soon. They don't need not to keep the credit, or they will try to cover up the loan amounts are there. So if a company is having a huge loan is there, so if company will be, if it is in a good position, then they will be able to pay back the loan. And if the company is not in a good financial position, then the company may have to, already the loan which the company has taken, they may not be able to pay it back and they may have to take more loans because if the company is already running in loss. So depending on that, we can understand the position of the company in terms of the cash flows. How much cash inflows are there? How much cash outflows are there? Cash inflow in the sense that we are making sales and we get the money, so cash inflow will be there, and cash outflow means that we are purchasing the products, and how much, so the difference between these two, inflow and outflow, based on that we can understand that how much profit the company is making. Do you understand? Okay. Then next, to judge effectiveness of management. Another thing is that if the company is in a, what is the position of the managers, or whether the managers are effective or not. They supply information useful for judging management's ability to utilize the resources of a business efficiently. So if the company is able to make profit, it means that the managers are utilizing the resources in a proper way. Okay, so if we can say that what type of business transactions the company has made, and based on that we can understand whether the efficiency of the managers, how much efficiency is there for the managers, that we can understand. Do you understand? Then next one, information about activities of the business affecting the society. So what sort of activities are done by the business which is affecting the society? Some helpful activities are done, or some harmful activities are done or not? What sort of activities are done? They have to report the activities of a business organization affecting the society, which can be determined as and described or measured in which are important in its social environment. So what are the activities done for the society, or how much money they are spent for the social development of the area where their company is running? All these type of things can be understood. So we can understand that whether the company is having some social responsibility, or they are maintaining the social responsibility or not. That we can understand. Then disclosing accounting policies. These reports have to provide the significant policies, concepts followed in the process of accounting, and changes taken up in the during the year to understand these statements in a better way. So the company's policies, accounting policies are there. What are the different policies? That will be also can be understood with the help of the financial statements. Okay, do you understand? The next we have to study is about the types of financial statements. So these are all theoretical things are there. After that we will move on to the problem based ones. Only one more, this one theory is there. After that we can go through this one, how to make this one, or for the positions of this. So you will have to just to go through it, you have to understand the things like that. You need not to by heart and all, but just mostly the theory basic things are like a 2-mark questions or 3-mark questions, like that it is coming. So very short, some short answer questions are also there. From this part I think there are 7 1-mark questions will be there. Not from this chapter, but all for these portions. Okay. Altogether some 20 marks only there, you know, for this one. 20 marks. 20 marks are there, and the 20 marks of projects also are there, you know. So the financial statements generally include 2 statements, balance sheet and statement of profit and loss, which are required for external reporting and also for internal needs of the management, like planning, decision making and control. Apart from these, there is also a need to know about the movements of funds and changes in the financial position of the company. For this purpose, a statement of changes in the financial position of the company or a cash flow statement is prepared. Okay, there are 3 things are there. So first one is a balance sheet and profit and loss account and cash flow statement. So in order to understand the movements of funds, how much movements of funds are there, like cash inflows and cash outflows. Okay, so in order to understand this one, we make the cash flow statement. The next one, form and the content of a balance sheet. What is the form of a balance sheet? You have studied about balance sheet, no? Yes. Preparation of balance sheet, format of balance sheet, everything you know. Yes or no? So form and the content of balance sheet. Balance sheet of a company is prepared and presented in the form prescribed in revised Schedule 6 of the Companies Act 1956. The form prescribed is vertical and is given in the exhibit 3.1. So here you can see this is the format or the form. Okay. So there are different numbers given there, different headings are there. What are the things to be included there? All the things are written. So first it is like first in the particulars it is given equity and liabilities, shareholders funds, share capital, how much is there, reserves and surplus, how much is there, money received against share warrants, all this included there. Then a share application money pending allotment, if any pending money is there, non-current liabilities, long-term borrowings, deferred tax liabilities, other long-term liabilities, long-term provisions, all these type of things are there. You are familiar with this one, isn't it? What are the things? And after that there is first it is given, liabilities are given, and after that there is assets are given. What are the assets? Non-current assets like fixed assets, tangible assets, intangible assets, capital, work in progress, intangible assets under development, and non-current investment. All these will be there. All fixed assets are there as well as the current assets are there. So all the assets, first the liabilities will be there and assets will be there. And figures to be displayed will be given in this one. So this is the format of the balance sheet, and on top there is like a balance sheet as at 31st March 2020 and the date will be given. So depending on that, so balance sheet mostly it is prepared, balance sheet is prepared on 31st March. Okay, so that is the end of the financial year. So every year they are preparing balance sheet. So it is prepared as at 31st March 2000 according to this year. If it is 2018 or 19 or every year, this will be written. Then every company registered under the Act shall prepare its balance sheet statement of profit and loss account and notes to account thereto is in accordance with the manner prescribed in the revised Schedule 6 to the Companies Act 1956 to harmonize the disclosure requirement with the accounting standards and to convey with the new reforms. With regard to this, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has prescribed revised Schedule 6 to the Companies Act 1956. So all the details which year is supposed to be there, or so as per the government requirement, we have to prepare. Every company registered under Companies Act has to prepare the this balance sheet. Okay, if a company is registered under Companies Act, so that company has to prepare, and they have to follow the same format and the rules and regulations as per given in the Schedule 6 of the Companies Act. Then next we have to study about some of the important features of the revised Schedule 6. It applies to all the Indian companies preparing financial statement commencing on or after April 1, 2011. So 2011 onwards, all the information have to be, all the companies which are started preparing this one has to be included in this one. Okay, the remaining portion we study in the next class. Thank you so much. And also see, like now see we are getting very less number of classes, so I will be continuing the classes online also. Okay, see, like if I am teaching now, the remaining portion I will be teaching in the online. So you have to attend the online class also. Now you are coming into the class, so you are not attending online classes, isn't it? So you have to attend the online class also. Like if today, which portion I am teaching, the remaining portion I will be teaching in the online and the next day. Otherwise we will not be able to complete the syllabus. Especially for business studies, I will be teaching in the online also. So you have to study accordingly, and regularly we will have. So we should have regular classes. Otherwise we will not be able to complete. So because in week I am getting only 1 or 2 periods, and with that if you go, you will not be able to. And by chance if that day is a holiday, then I will not get periods also. So I will be taking classes online, so you see to it, check in the classes and See to it that the classes are up. You study accordingly. Okay.